Welcome to Widowcast Podcast, where you'll find the strength to get through your journey and the skills to coach other widows to do the same. This is not a grief group. This is your journey. This may just show you the way to make something amazing come out of the emotional pain and trauma of widowhood. I'm your host, Joanne Filomena. I'm the best-selling author of Widowed and of The Widow Coach, and I'm a professionally certified life coach. Let the healing and your personal journey back to who you are begin. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Listen, this is not class 3. So if you've been following the episodes and got class 1 and class 2, I'm doing class 3, but today I just wanted to jump on because, I had one of those little brainstorm moments and I thought, this needs to be a podcast episode. I need to just jump on and tell them about this. So that's what I'm doing. The thought that struck me today is you can reverse engineer who you are going to become. And that just blew my mind. As soon as that thought hit me, I was like, wow, reverse engineer who you're going to become or what goal it is you have out there that you want to do. What is reverse engineering? Reverse engineering, the official definition, is taking apart an object to see how it works in order to duplicate or enhance the object. The practice, taken from older industries, is now frequently used on computer hardware and software, which is true. AI programmers, artificial intelligence, the people who work on things like Siri and Alexa. Oh, I've got to stop her now. She's going to answer me. No, she didn't pick it up. All those artificial intelligence, they are trying to reverse engineer the brain to make these things smarter and smarter so they can respond more naturally to you. The theory in reverse engineering is to be able to create a duplicate process to produce the same thing by looking at each step that happened. Like just before the object was finished, what was the step that finished it? And if this is like a mechanical thing that in industry, when they used to reverse engineer stuff, like they would see what's the first screw I need to take off of here. And they would take that off. And then they would say, okay, what was the next thing that's going to come off? And they would take that off. And they would document each step to take that object apart and create the pieces they were removing from it. And as they did that, they would end up with all the steps from start to finish to create the finished product. So they could then put that product into production themselves. And they may even look at it from start to finish and find places where they can improve on it, right, in producing it. You can do the same thing for a goal or who or what you want to become, right? You can put yourself out there where it's already accomplished, like in your mind, just see the goal already accomplished and ask yourself what was done right before it was finished and what had to be done before that could happen and what had to be done before that could happen. And you think of all the steps from the finish line back to where you are right now. Then you have a full plan for how to proceed. You can move forward step by step, knowing that you are 100% absolutely going to get there. You've reversed engineered it. You know what the plan is. First, though, you have to do the really hard work. And the hard work is, do you know what you want to become? Or where you want to be? Or what you want to be doing? For many of us, these are much harder questions than it seems, right? Like, how do you decide what is your next purpose in life? fascinating stuff. So here's what I discovered about this. Because when you talk about your life's purpose, maybe you think that you have to be doing something to prove your worth or your value. And that's not the point of it at all. Because you were already valuable. You are already magnificent. Right? You're done. You already have a purpose, because your real purpose in life is existing here on this planet. And you're doing that. So you are already complete and good enough. And your life will never be more valuable or less valuable than someone else's. So you don't have to be better or give more or save the planet. Your purpose is your humanness, just being human. No one is taking notes to see if you're doing it right. No one is judging you to see if you're good enough. Right? No one's about to give you a grade on how you're living your life. Although so many of us live our lives feeling that way. We grew up that way. We wanted to meet our parents' expectations. And we really cared about what they thought about what we were doing. But the truth is, there is nobody judging the purpose in your life. So, your purpose is to live on the planet. You've been doing it for years, even after the loss of your husband or your wife. So well done. So now, why would you look for more purpose or goals? Right? If it's not going to earn you treasure or a prize that will make everything make sense, I'll tell you what it'll do. It's going to make your experience on the planet way more fun. It's going to make your life better for you. And you get to choose what you do with your life, and you get to choose what to do with your life simply because you want to. It's not having to be more worthy. It's not having to live up to anything else. It's simply you get to pick what you want to do. And it might seem like, well, if I truly believe that I'm worthy right now, and I have purpose right now, and nobody's watching or keeping score, then I wouldn't do anything with I just wouldn't do anything. None of us would do anything. But the opposite is true. Because once you know that there's nothing that you have to do, your entire life can be about what you want to do. And you choose a purpose that matters to you and only to you. Right? It's not like now that you can accept that you are worthy and purposeful exactly as you are, that you will just now spend the rest of your life eating pasta and drinking wine and eating ice cream, doing nothing. Right? But it's not true, because we only buffer that way and seek false pleasures when we think we aren't good enough just as we are. So the first step to this whole thing is understanding that you are already good enough. So now, how do you decide your purpose? How do you create your purpose? You've accepted, you say, I accept that I'm already complete as a human. And because I no longer have my husband here, it doesn't make me any less than I was when he was alive. Right? So you don't need to fix yourself or make yourself more worthy. But you could decide that maybe you want to be an example of what's possible for a person, right? Maybe you want your life to be a little more exciting. My reason was because I wanted to push the limits of possibilities with my mind and my emotions, just because it makes my life so much more interesting, and I think it helps us evolve as a species. I just want to get better at things because I enjoy doing that. That was it. And once I realized that growing and evolving and getting better at things is really interesting, it makes me more alive. And it's not always comfortable. It's not always fun. Be honest. Anytime you're growing and changing, it can get really uncomfortable. But you learn that, like, you can deal with the uncomfortable and make that breakthrough. And then it's awesome. It's awesome. And you can come from a place of knowing all that is just a bonus because you're already good enough. That is amazing. So, now, for some of you, this may sound like the worst news ever, because I've just asked you, where do you want to be, say, in 5 years? What do you want to be doing? Who do you want to become? What is it that you want? And you're like, well, now I have to make a decision. Now I have to decide. So you're worrying about making the right decision. Don't worry. Just write down everything you could think of that would be really cool and pick one. You just pick. Because there's no consequence out there. Right? There's no consequence unless you think of something in your head that you can tell yourself is going to be a consequence if you pick the wrong thing. There is no wrong thing. You can spend your time doing anything you want. Right? Nothing to lose. So, just sit down, take an hour. Give yourself an hour to allow yourself to want or dream a little. And then just start writing down everything that you like. Like you want to create art. You want to be famous. You want to love someone again. You want to be the best parent on the planet to your kids. Whatever you want, just write them all down. It's not self-indulgent. It's like the most important work of your life. Very few people ever take the time to sit down and think about what it is they want. They're just going through their day-to-day life, like almost like living zombies, right? Get up, brush my teeth, get a cup of coffee, go to work, do my whole work day, come home, decompress, watch a little TV, eat dinner, go to bed, right? Over and over and over again. They never take time to check in and say, is this what I really want? What am I wanting to do? And it's not self-indulgent because I'm telling you, when you can find something that you want to start reverse engineering how you're going to get to it, this is like some of the most important work on the planet. It's the highest form of your expression on this planet. And what we want, our true desires, so important because that's where you're going to go in life. Once you find something that you want and you focus your mind on it, you start moving towards that thing. Without knowing what you want, you're just floundering. You have no roadmap for anything. So what would your sentence be? What would you want it to be if no one was looking? Right? Think about it. How do you want to spend time in your life? I'm not saying you have to like quit your day job and do something totally different. Maybe this is something that between 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock every evening you just devote some time to because you love it so much. That's what you want and you're working towards it. So that's how you begin to discover what you want, where you want to be, who you want to be, right? And think about reverse engineering. Try to back up the thoughts, the steps from the finished product so that now you can see what you need to do, all the steps you need to take along the way. This could create incredible results. So that's it. That's what I was just so excited about this afternoon. That whole idea of being able to reverse engineer a goal or who we want to be. Because I think it's the coolest thing ever. So if you try it, email me. Tell me you tried it. I want to hear your stories. You can email me at Joann, Joann, at JoannTheLifeCoach.com. It's easy email address. Just don't put an E on my name. It's just Joann, Joann the Life Coach. So you guys have a fantastic week. Right now, while I'm recording this, it's the first day of spring, and we're about ready to get hit with the nor'easter here in the Northeast. So there's more snow coming. This has got to be the last snowstorm. Get out there, enjoy your life, and email me. Tell me if you've tried reverse engineering, because I just hit on that thought, and I just want to know what it does for all of you. Okay? And class 3 will be coming up directly. Bye now.